Slow Eigo Audio Reader Book 1 Stories from an ALT in Japan Part 2 Settling In Chapter 16 Sports Day Part 2 Afternoon. I had a fantastic morning at Kita Kawasato Elementary School's Undokai. Luckily, some of the families shared their picnic lunches with me. It was delicious, and I was full. It was about a 12-minute drive to Minami Kawasato Elementary. When I arrived, they were still on lunch break. As soon as they saw me, some of the students yelled, "Kate-sensei, come, come!" Just like at Kita Kawasato, the kids grabbed my arms and pulled me over to their lunch spot. Their parents welcomed me and fixed me a plate. The food was more or less the same, and I was starting to remember the names of these bento classics: onigiri, karaage, inarizushi, tamagoyaki, edamame, and my favorite, mini sausages that look like little octopuses. What were they called? Taco oina. Wiener, like wiener in English. So cute. Oh no, I thought. I can't eat another bite. I tried to politely wave it off, but they insisted. Just then, the principal made an announcement over the loudspeaker for all students and teachers to gather for the afternoon activities. Phew! I was off the hook. I was able to excuse myself, but before I did, one of the parents quickly packed me a bento to take home. "Omiyage," she said with a smile. I was very happy to receive it. I'm so lucky. Minami Kawasato Elementary is smaller than Kita Kawasato Elementary, but it was just as full of excitement. My tongue twister challenge went well. I was impressed by how clearly most of the students could say the tongue twisters. We had practiced them in class, but still, it's never easy to say. "Surely she shall see the shiny sea," or "Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers." I loved watching the class dance routines, and I was super impressed by the human pyramids the 5th and 6th graders created with their own bodies. Also, there was a really interesting game where 3 students carried one student, and the student on top had to grab the caps off the heads of the other team. They called it kibasen, which they told me was something like horse battle. I think my favorite activity, though, was a whole school challenge, red versus white, where all members of each team made a big circle that took up most of the school ground. Each team had a giant ball that they passed over their heads. The ball was very bouncy and difficult to control. I think they called it Odama Okuri. All the families were on their feet cheering. It was so exciting. When it was all done, the teams lined up with their classes and we all watched as the final scores were slowly revealed. Suddenly, there was a burst of cheers from half of the school. The white team had won. When everything was cleaned up and the students left with their families, I headed home. I was exhausted, but my heart was full. It was a wonderful day. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better, I remembered the big bento box I was given. It was a day I will always remember fondly.